talking a lot. But that wasn't always the case. He tells us how he went from being a short-tempered kid who was always getting in trouble to the even-keeled, happy-go-lucky guy he is today. Calling in now, Wade Jones III, my Instagram friend. What's up?
Hey, how you doing? How you doing? It's going good.
I'm doing well. We are so excited to see you on September 5th, the very first pay-per-view that Best in Boxing and Global Sports Streaming is putting together. How are you feeling about it?
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great card, a great event. I'm coming to put on a show.
Now, I know that you have a lot of fans, and actually, like I said, I mentioned earlier that I'm your Instagram friend. You posted a video after that June 26th fight, just saying thank you to everybody. You seem to get a little emotional, just a little tiny bit, just for your fans and everything. What did that win mean to you, and what does it mean to you to have the support of fans in Best in Boxing?
It means a lot to me. You know, when I first started all this, it was just me believing in me. And then trying to figure out how to get to the gym and figure out how to make it happen. So now that I've been grinding and I've been putting in all the work over the years, and now I got all the support behind me, you know, so it's just amazing. It's a great feeling. You know, I got a lot of support, some diehard fans. I don't know how many fans exactly that I have, because it's a bunch of them that I don't even know.
Right.
But I just hear it. Yeah, I just hear it in the grapevine. My coach goes to get a haircut, and the dude had his hair. He's just like, "Oh, it's like, oh, you're his coach," and he's like excited and stuff like that. So it's just like
fantastic.
The stories that I hear from it, and then from what I see, it's cool getting recognized every once in a while. You know, it's pretty cool. It's just very humbling and very exciting feeling. So I just have to show my gratitude to everybody. You know.
Yeah, and you have a lot of support. I actually heard a rumor that back in March, before the lockdown, you sold 10,000 tickets to a fight in Stockton.
I sold more than that, actually. I passed. My goal was 10,000, and then I think I sold almost 12,000. I think it was like 11,000 something, and
wow.
We had like a week left. So that was dope. You know, everybody lags last minute, so I was thinking I was probably gonna get at least 12. You know, it's still cool, man. I can't wait so we can bring it back home. You know, maybe it's gonna be bigger. If it's the same, you know, I don't care. I just can't wait to fight in front of the home team.
I mean, at 4-0, you're fairly new to the game still. So where does that fan base come from?
Man, it's just word of mouth. It's just like, because I've been putting, it was just me. It was just me, and it was just me believing in me. And then it's me, my coach believing in us, the squad believing in us. So I've been going gym to gym, getting my respect, you know, staying humble. Just, you know, I don't post stuff online. I'm a very humble guy, cool guy. I don't have a short temper anymore. So, I'm just very thankful. So I always show love to everybody, everywhere I go, anytime. A lot of people don't know I box. I don't even mention it unless it's like for a monetary opportunity or something like that. I won't even mention it when I'm out. I'll let other people say it, and then I'll confirm it and stuff like that. So I think that's what it is. Just all the love I shown, all the respect I got in the gym. Everyone just came together and was just like supporting me. You know, and then you know they seen my last couple fights, so they're excited to see it live and stuff like that. So I think that's what it was.
Now, you mentioned that you don't have a short temper anymore. I know that you got into boxing because you got into a little trouble first, had to go to Florida with your dad, and kind of got into it there. So has the sport helped you, even though now you fight professionally, has the sport helped you to kind of control that emotion or the explosiveness or anger or whatever it was that fueled a short temper before?
It's a combination of a lot of things, but the sport definitely it's a combination to the people I have in my ear now, the role models that I have now, the goals that I have now. Because back then I didn't have any goals. I didn't want to be anything. You know, I was like at 12 years old, I thought I was going to die at like 18. So it's like that's just where my mindset was at. So me getting into boxing, I developed goals. I met my coach. He's been getting all the animosity off me and the chip that I had on my shoulder before. He's been breaking it down. We've just been growing together, you know. So that's why I can control my temper a lot more. A lot of stuff rolls off my back. I don't even think of anything because I'm just so happy. You know, I'm so happy with how life's going for me. And the future, I feel like my future is extremely bright. I just got to stay alive, stay focused, stay out of trouble. You know, so That's all I'm worried about.
Interesting, though, that you thought you might die at 18, and now I hear interviews with you, and you say you want to die a legend. That's a big change in mindset. So congratulations on that. What would you say to maybe some younger kids or some aspiring fighters that are kind of maybe feeling some of that angst that you felt or hopelessness even that you might have felt as a kid?
I tell them just, if it's boxing that they want to do, I tell them just stay in the gym. Let all that out in the ring, on the bag, on the mitts. Let that fuel you to work hard. Whatever's hurting you, just when you feel that hurt, just go out and go run, go work out, exercise. Let's get release of the body, and just stay out the way. That's the best thing I can tell them. Just stay out the way and invest into yourself. That's what I did. I got anything that I make. That I can from boxing, especially anything I make from boxing, I invest it right back into boxing. Anything I make with my job, I put it into boxing. So all the money that's put into me, that's invested into me, or that I make, I invest it into myself. So I tell them, I tell them invest into their boxing career if that's what they really want to do, and by also investing into your boxing career, that means you got to keep yourself healthy. Don't do drugs, don't drink. Work extremely hard and you'll do fine, and if they don't believe in you now, they will later. I'm like living proof.
Yeah, you're doing more than fine, that's for sure. Now, we mentioned the support of a large fan base regionally. Do you think that those fans will follow you behind the paywall when we have this pay-per-view? Do you think that they're going to keep watching, and what do you think about expanding your fan base to global now that you are being streamed on pay-per-view?
I think they're going to keep watching because I tell them where they can watch it, and they're like, oh, yeah. I tell them how much it is. They're like, oh, yeah, we watching it. We tuning in. They're sending the link, post the link. So, that's all I got to do is just do my part and making sure that they have access to it and they'll tune in. It's pay-per-view isn't that much. It's $9.99, bestinboxing.com. So
that's way cheaper than a ticket at the gate there too. So,
yes.
But how does it affect you being such a charismatic guy, not having the audience? Because I know that was the case in June 26th in Tijuana. You didn't have the audience there. What are you learning from that experience that you're taking into the September 5th fight?
I honestly, I didn't really, only the main difference between not having the audience which was what I thought it would be, is when they announce your name, no one's cheering for you really. It's no one that's cheering for you. That's the only difference when they announce that you want to know that you don't hear a bunch of screaming, and if you hit them with a good shot, you don't hear a bunch of screaming. Besides that, it's regular. It's not really a big deal to me because I'm charismatic at times, but in my regular life, I'm extremely serious. I'm real focused. And then in the gym, if I'm with my team and we're playing around after, then I joke around. But most of the time, I'm very serious and very business minded. So when it comes time to fight, that's exactly the side that comes out is I'm ready to get it. So the crowd,
that's for sure. And you certainly had to work on June 26th. I mean, Hector Hernandez was not an easy fight. Yeah. You landed some really good shots right on his chin. Dude just kept coming at you. It's like he wouldn't drop. What do you feel about that fight?
I'm thankful for that fight, man. I learned a lot from that fight. That's what takes is going to help build me as a fighter. These tough fights. My first couple fights, I got those guys out of there immediately. So it wasn't too much learning. It was just a good confidence boost, And my last couple fights, I went the distance with some real tough dudes. I wanted to win. They kept coming, kept pushing, kept fighting. The fight before last, I knocked the dude down. I didn't think he was going to get up when I landed that, but he got up. He took a beating after that, but he took it, and then the next guy, he just kept coming nonstop, trying to beat me. I had to dig deep, I had to grind, and so I just know it's just elevating me as a fighter. It's the early stages of my career. All that matters at this stage of my career is that I win. So as long as I get the win and don't get hurt, then that's all that matters to me.
Well, you mentioned that your first couple of fights, I think they were first round knockouts, right? So
yes,
those ended quickly. You had mentioned that you wanted to get some more rounds in. So now that your last two fights have really gone the distance, do you still want that? How do you feel now?
I'm gonna let it come. I'm gonna let as God's plan. Let the universe, do what it's gonna do. But I'm always, like they say, you don't get paid for overtime. So I'm always gonna be ecstatic if I can get them out of there early. If the opportunity presents itself, I'm gonna get them out of there. If not, then I'm ready for whatever. 4 rounds. When I go 6, I'm gonna be ready for 6. So it is what it is. I don't mind. But of course, the fans want to see knockouts. So I want to do that too.
But the fans want to see great fights, and I think that you also showed that you've got a strong chin and your endurance was fantastic because you needed it against Hernandez on June 26th. Now, I think that seeing those different kinds of fighters and having those different kinds of fights this early in your career is an advantage. So how do you feel when you face other fighters with different styles?
I agree. I think it's an advantage because later on it's all going to play a part. Your opposition, your sparring, all that's going to show once you start going up to the top level and everything's competition starts getting tougher. You're going to see who's going to fold. You know, I'm in these tough fights early in my career, and you know, I'm these tough tests, and I'm passing them. So you don't see me looking like I'm ready to quit. Like my eyes big wide, like I don't want to do this. Nah, I'm built for this, and I'm going to keep showing that.
Okay. And I know that you're the type of guy, you said you've never turned down a fight. I feel like you're the type of guy that's like, whatever, I'll fight anybody. But you've also said that it doesn't matter who you're fighting, you're always nervous. Not because you're scared of the opponent or afraid of losing, but you said you're always nervous because you want to do your best and you want to look good. So how does that help with your training, and how does that help with your, I guess, energy and the adrenaline when you have stepping into the ring?
So it's weird. It's weird because I'm not nervous the day the fight's there, and like when it's time to fight, I'm not nervous at all. I'm like the least nervous. Everyone else is nervous, and I'm just chilling. But before that, in training, I use it as fuel. Like, you know, the little anxious, nervous, and I'm not gonna let anybody do anything to me. So if they're out there to do something to me, they gotta earn it. They don't have to really do it. So I'm not letting anybody do nothing to me. So that's how I train. You know, I train hard as hard as I can. I put the work in, and when it comes fight time, I'm relaxed because I already know I put the work in. I did everything I possibly could, and then I just leave it up to the man upstairs.
Yeah, and you train very hard. How has it been different through this COVID roller coaster? Things were shut down in March. You talked about selling all those tickets. You know, that boxing show was shut down. And then now it's like, well, maybe it's actually even better because now streaming has become so important and your audience is worldwide. So how has that roller coaster been for you since March, and how has it affected your training?
So this time around, I was aware, so I just got right back to the gym. So life has been kind of back to normal, almost, you know, as normal as it can be, you know, because I just work, train. That's how it was before. So that's why I'm back to that. So it's cool. I feel like I adjusted to it. Yeah, that's all. I feel like I adjusted to it. I'm ready for it now. I'm going to be more prepared than I was the last time. So,
what do you think about the sport itself being able to pivot and not only survive these restrictions and kind of this new reality we all live in, but thrive? I think combat sports in general have really been the only sport to keep moving forward and innovate like we are here at Global Sports Streaming. So how do you feel about the sport in general being able to pivot?
I love it. You know, I love the sport, and people always like been trying to say boxing is dying for years, but it's not, and it won't. It's one of the oldest sports around, you know, and you know it's even older than that because it was something else. You know, the gladiator fighting, you can relate that back to boxing. So it's been around forever. People have been entertained by people going at it since the beginning of time, and I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon. So I'm glad that the sport has adjusted like the fighters have to in the sport. So I'm excited. I don't think we're slowing down anytime soon. I think it's just stock's gonna rise with boxing.
I don't think you are slowing down anytime soon. Is there anything else boxing fans need to know about Wade Jones III?
Follow me on Instagram, Wade Jones III, or it's Wade Jones, ITSWADEJONES, and stay away from my Twitter.
You got it. Good luck to you again. I think you're the second fight on the card for September 5th, nice. Pay-per-view on Global Sports Streaming and Best in Boxing. Wade Jones the third, let me get it right here, is going to be taking on, who are you taking on? I just forgot. Oh,
I don't know.
You don't even know. I don't know. Who's he fighting, Armando? This is so funny. I was so focused on doing your interview and I totally forgot who you're fighting right now.
No, I just got the...
Oh, we just got your opponent. Okay. So maybe this will be breaking news to you. Dun, dun, dun.
I don't think Wade even knows.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
So I said breaking news for you. He's on his phone frivolously right now trying to get your opponent. This was not planned because obviously, but I was like, oh wait, who's he fighting? I don't even know.
Francisco Parra.
Francisco Parra. Parra. Francisco Parra. So Google him, watch some videos, and get ready for September 5th.
Yeah, let's get it.
From Tijuana. So that's what Armando's yelling at me over there. So we will be ready for you. We'll be pulling for you, and good luck to you, sir. Thank
you, ma'am. Have a great day.
Be sure to watch Best in Boxing's pay-per-view event on September 5th. It's one of the best cards in the entire sport, for real. I'm Courtney Perna. I'll be broadcasting from Las Vegas for the prelim bout starting at 6 p.m. Pacific Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And the fighters, they'll be live from the fight capital of Mexico, Tijuana. See you then.